I enjoy seeing comments like this that talk about how people left because of how challenging the, you know, the learning curve of playing as mage, just had the difficulty of it, and then coming back and being like, oh, your video helped. Like, that's the goal of the channel, is to be able to help people who are having a hard time playing Terraria, because there are so many times where I personally have also been super frustrated with how everything has been going. And so I just wanted to clear up, you know, my last video, because in my video talking about how to defeat Duke Fishron, I got tons of comments saying, this isn't working, how does this work? You know, and of course this video isn't going to be for everybody, because like in my last one, I had somebody tell me that, of course, this is the way to go, and clearly people have already thought about this, and you know, my videos aren't for everybody, you know, and I just was helping everybody like me who was having a hard time. So it was like, oh, well, I'm glad you were able to do it. Maybe you could explain how you did. And he's like, oh, I just used the Crystal Serpent. So Crystal Serpent, guys, that's a go-to. So if you can find a Crystal Serpent, go for it. That's going to be your key ticket item right there. That's the one you want. Another thing that I realized is I didn't explain a lot of what I'm doing when I'm actually doing this strategy, and a lot of people found the strategy pretty difficult. I also was incorrect in saying that iCore removes iframes, thanks to a viewer. He reminded me that it was actually taking 15%, it added 15% penetration to weapons, I believe. So thank you. I do love being corrected, because then it's like, oh, I knew that, duh. Or, oh, I didn't know that, okay, cool. Like with the iCore. But this one right here, this is the comment that made me realize I need to make a video, right? Because they're having a hard time in the second phase because of the tornado. So I'm gonna show you guys kind of what it is that they're talking about, right? And one thing that I noticed is but the Duke Fishron stopped over in the corner there, and he does the tornado attack. I realized that it's easier to deal with the tornado attack than to deal with the bubbles. And then here comes the tornado attack right there. It's the blue circular that comes through. Then when you see that, you teleport to the other one, and it'll hit the wall that we've built. That way it doesn't go inside of where you're at. And what I mean by that is there's a blue little spinning thing that comes in, and it will hit you. Don't let it hit you. Teleport away so it does not hit you. And what I mean by the bubbles is when you see Duke Fishron doing his spinning attack, just know that you want to deal with the Sharknado than anything else. This comment right here on how to use the lever without clicking, if you press left control, your cursor becomes like wider, and it allows you to click things without hovering over them, such as the lever. So left click is how you do that, and it's one of the most useful tools that you'll have for doing stuff like the Duke Fishron fight, and there's a few others that you can use this for as well. But it's interesting. I love the rainbow rod. I had to go and craft a rainbow rod because I don't know where my other one went, which brings me to the third phase. This one says it's hard in the third phase, which is true. It absolutely is. Third phase is difficult, and I'm going to give you tips. But don't just strictly use the rainbow rod. Try to find like a solid shooting one that shoots straight forward and doesn't try to track like the rainbow rod. Because the thing is that with Duke Fishron on the third phase, you might notice that I now have my minimap in the top left corner, top right corner, instead of having it all in the background, which is the way that you go until the third phase. The third phase, the reason I have it up there like that is you can see Duke Fishron is right next to you, right? You can see when he teleports right next to you, and when you see him appear on your minimap, that when he's hovering next to you, that's when you teleport away. And then you start spamming your attacks. I ran out of potions, unfortunately. But I did end up winning because this strategy is pretty straightforward. All you need to do is just continuously shoot forward and teleport away as soon as you see him right next to you. And then when he gets close to you, you teleport away at like right before he hits you. That is the strategy. And yes, it is going to be very difficult and very nerve-wracking. I did have somebody say that they panicked. Like, oh, I couldn't do it. I panicked. Don't panic. Everything's going to be okay. Everything's fine. Just if it doesn't feel comfortable waiting super long, then teleport. Don't stay longer than you need to. If you don't need to stay longer, or you don't feel comfortable staying longer, teleport away. It's fine. You'll be able to finish it. It just is going to take a little bit longer. This fight took me 17 minutes because I chose some of the wrong weapons. This one right here says, yeah, that's not how it goes at all. Teleporter stops working after you defeat the mech bosses. This is after I've defeated Moonlord, and I did end up winning, so I do think that that was just bad luck. I don't think that the strat stopped working. I just think that RNG was not on that user's side. But hopefully this did help, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.